Hi friend, today we're asking a question. What have we been lied about that robs us of the most fulfilled life? How do we live life in such a way that we don't end up in an adult family home in our golden years, 60 plus? And if depopulation is the answer, where do we start? Who goes first on the chopping block? The American life cycle. We're born, daycare, school, college, or into the workforce, have kids. Kids get in the way of entertainment, or when we get together with friends, we usually ship them off to be with their friends. Right? The kids go with the kids, and the adults spend time with the adults. And so it continues to the point where, hey, the kid's finally old enough, let's kick him out of the house so he can do his own thing, their own thing. And then finally, the adults, right, we as parents can have our time with doing the things that we want to do. We can be with the friends that we want to be with without being interrupted by our kid. Also, now we can go pursue the hobbies. If somebody games, if you're a gamer, you can be, game as much as you want because you don't got that responsibility to take care of. Or if you got hobbies, now you don't have a kid interrupting those hobbies or whatever, fill in the blank. And then comes old age. If we have wealth, that's spent taking care of the meds and paying for those. Eventually, some people come to a point where they need care and they end up in an adult family home or an assisted living situation. The sad part is no family members typically coming around. If they do, it's once in a while, but not most of the time. And now you got strangers wiping your butt, and most of the time is spent either by yourself or surrounded in an adult family home by people you didn't ask to be surrounded with. Worst case scenario is you're sharing a room with somebody you can't stand, but you don't have the option to because the finances, or just because that's just what is available, even with family members putting you in that situation. Because the foundation of the American life cycle. Who does this cycle benefit? That's right, it's the corporations and the government. It's designed to create the yes man type of people where they go out and they just do their job. They do what they're told. They do what the responsibility is. And it was genius for the last 100 years. And then for the government, it creates the separation between, yes, we are raising our kids, but are we really? Or are we just feeding them and taking care of them and having the financial burden of raising the kids, or the financial burden of taking care of them, but then the school system and the government is raising them? Same thing with the system of the Hollywood or the entertainment, whatever flows now is instilling and raising the children, the next generation. We have been programmed to be bad parents. Even if we're good parents, our perspective has been skewed, and our understanding of what parenting really is it's been stolen from us. We've been lied to and robbed of what that's all about. You're not a bad parent. For the last 100 years, they've been messing with and programming our perspective on parenting and what that looks like, what that's really about. The most life-giving thing is having children and raising them with the woman you love. And of course, I'm talking about to men, to husbands. There'll be other content on how important a woman is in a home and her role and how society has totally messed that up. Now you might be saying, Elijah, that's not true. Okay, let's go down that rabbit hole. Imagine the thing that you're saying is more important than having kids. Let's say you achieved it. Even if it saves the world, even if it's a cure for cancer. Okay, what's next? For you, your life, fulfillment. What is next? What's going to happen next? All right. Now let's keep going down this rabbit hole. Let's say you got the house that you wanted, or you're able to travel the world now, go anywhere you want. Let's level it up. You found an island. You got the money to buy the island, the yacht. You built multiple homes there and throughout the world. You found different places you want to live. You build your homes there, and you travel. For each and every one of those homes, you meet anybody you want. You've met everybody you ever wanted to that's alive. Okay, so what's next? Do you go crazy like Mr. Bill? You get power hungry? Think that the answer is to depopulate the world so you can have more control and get everybody on the program that you want them to be on, just like his friends and other people out there? Okay. Let's play that game. Let's say you did that. You became the most powerful person that will ever live. And people think you're a god. How long before that gets old? You see, childhood is more for the memories of the parent. In reflection, think about your childhood, or if you don't have kids, think about your nieces and nephews, or somebody that you know who was raised from a little bit, right, a little baby, till a little bit older, right? Let's say if you reflect on somebody you know, and how much more of their life do you remember, or memories, versus your own, right? I know I personally have some memories of my own life, but then I have way more memories from the moment my children were born till now. And on top of that, with the technology and the photos to follow and just the memories overall, it's more for my benefit to slow down and enjoy them. The most fulfilling aspect of life is self-mastery and the value we can bring to the people around us. Let's call it learning to fish. You know what brings even greater joy in life? It is teaching somebody how to fish, especially someone you love dearly. Therefore, instead of chasing and being power hungry and pursuing whatever, take the shortcut. You can become a father. But, and this is a big but, it can't be done without the vertical alignment. Having God first, establishing your identity and who you are. 2, making sure you're healthy. 3, making sure you're married to the right woman. And I said married. It has to be a solid relationship, one woman. 4, and we're talking about the 4th priority today, intentional parenting. What's that look like? Here's a perspective. Took a picture of a bookshelf and a plant on that bookshelf. So what we're programmed to think and view parenting as is this bird's eye view of all the things we can accomplish, all the things we need to do, and then the parenting aspect of it as that child is kind of it's there, it's just part of life, but is one of the lower priorities of all the things we can accomplish. Now there's the other perspective of seeing the full picture, right? The full, hey, the child, everybody's equal. Everybody, it's the priority of, hey, I got to accomplish these things. I got to do these studies. And yes, my child is there. We got to get them in their studies and get them educated, get them in sports, get them into the next program, and so on. Then there's the skewed aspect of it. Hey, the child is God. The child being a hover parent, or that the child can dictate their own life, make their own decisions, dictate if they're a boy or a girl, or whatever. Yes, parenting or soft parenting, it's allowing the child to be the center of the world, right? We're living, it's when we start living or choosing to live our dreams through that child, and then hanging all of our emotions and desires on that child, accomplishing the dreams and the things that we did not accomplish or do. And then there's the right perspective of seeing that the child is a child, but not only a child. Child is a full-grown adult going through childhood. The brain develops a lot faster than us. They learn a lot quicker at a younger age. The question is, who's teaching them? Who's programming them? What's really happening? So, intentional parenting. It is the work of creating intentional memories. Think back on your own life. Do you remember those, either that camping trip that y'all took, or the Thanksgiving dinners, or the family get-togethers? Just something in your memories that created those pleasant, fuzzy feelings inside of you that made you belong to something, that made you feel like you're a part of something big, or just a part of something where you felt like you're not going to be judged, and you're welcome to be yourself. You're welcome to express yourself, who you are, either with your cousins or with extended family, or whoever that memory was created with, that allowed you to feel like you belong, something special. So the right perspective of looking at that pot, it is intentionally creating the memories inside of our children that they reflect on as adults, as when they have their own families, their own children, and say, I loved how that made me feel. I like how my parents did that, how we had those family together, those moments where our families came together. And those memories are just lasting, emotionally satisfying and connecting deeper. So where to start? Well, family traditions to create the family culture. At the end, it's not the projects or the accomplishments, the lists of things that we have done that matter, but the memories, the journey along the way that are created. In videos to come, we will focus on practical application, on seeing different cultures. We'll interview people from different backgrounds all over the world, talking about their culture, their upbringing, some of the memories. We'll dive deeper into traditions and how to cultivate culture inside of a home. We'll interview people from church leaders or just religious leaders, different leaders, how they cultivated or created culture. And then we'll also investigate the time. Why do we live the way that we live based on the holidays, the time schedules, and just the calendar? So don't be alone. Come be part of the story. Join us. Subscribe.